Okay, welcome back again. For any of you that are kind of new here, I'm trying to take some of this time to myself to get some of my thoughts out about how our journey is going presently. And lots has happened over the last 4 or 5 days. We'll continue to unpack those different things together, Shell and I. But as I had mentioned before, I'm going to take some time to unpack some things that have come to front of mind for me through this process. And the one that really speaks to me over the last few weeks and last few months, especially, but I thought that I would take the time to get it out now, based on the fact that we just confirmed that Michelle has discontinued her participation in the clinical trial that she was previously participating in. The last few months have given me a new perspective on the suffering of others. And that revelation has come to me through my own suffering and through the suffering of my wife, Michelle, and our family. So the main idea that comes to mind for me in this situation is that my empathy has truly been strengthened, and that perspective has taken on a new form because of the fact that I am beginning to feel that suffering is the ultimate price of true empathy. And empathy that I'm experiencing now is a totally and new form than it was previously. The empathy that I would have experienced before was, the type of empathy that a parent teaches their kid to truly practice and affirm in themselves. Try and put yourself in the other person's shoes, think about how they're feeling, try to understand the situation that they're going through. And that's all really good practice to do. It's a great thing to teach your kid to try and be empathetic. And that pre-programming really prepares you for the storms that you're going to experience later in life. That's really come to mind for me, that suffering is the true price that you need to pay in order to have true empathy for other people and others. You hope that other people will not see the suffering and validate the suffering that you're experiencing, but you hope that they can understand how difficult things are and not pass their judgment on you. And this season in particular was very difficult for me, and I found myself in a position where I couldn't just muscle my way through it or push through the way that I usually push through on things. And that made me realize, oh wow, people that I would have previously judged different decisions, because we do that to be human, is to judge. Previously, I would have passed judgment a lot quicker, but now the ability for me to empathize with someone's situation is far greater, because of the fact that it's my hope that people would empathize with the decisions that Michelle and I have made, my mood in different times, my emotions in different times. It's my hope that people would be understanding of that, and that hope for their understanding has given me the ability to understand in a greater fashion for other people. So when we're trying to understand empathy, we also have to pre-program ourselves or prepare ourselves by our understanding that other people's journeys are not Michelle's journey, and other people's caregiving journey is not my caregiving journey. So the way that one person would handle one thing is oftentimes not how I would handle it. And that's where the grace piece comes in. That's where the empathy comes in, to understand that, that's not how I would do things, but I understand that they're doing the very best that they can. And if they could do better, they would. Because whenever our window of tolerance really closes, we do understand this, there are things that you just can't overcome. So as we're coming through the season and we're finishing up the season of suffering and we're anticipating or preparing for the next, I'm now focused on not being reactionary and not judging out of fear, because judgment is essentially fear combined with misunderstanding. And my ability to understand has has definitely increased. I still fear things, and I still fear the worst things that could be experienced in this chapter, in this experience that we're going through with Michelle. But I'm cognizant of that and understanding that I will seek to understand before I will allow myself to judge. So all that is to say that during those times and in between, I will be more empathetic to people that are going through similar situations as us, knowing that we have no exact same situation, and knowing that people around us will do what is the very best for them and their own situation based on what they have to bring to that situation at any given time. So, is this something that you have experienced before? Do you feel like you are more understanding of people's situations and the way that they handle their situations based on your own suffering? Maybe it's something that I'm only experiencing myself. Anyway, I hope that gives you something to think about, and maybe it gives you something to push back towards me with. Thanks again for watching, and let's hopefully figure this out together.